If you're using multitracks or considering adding tracks to your worship services, I want to show you one of the simplest ways to get started. And I want to show you a style of track that is perfect to use for any size team, whether it's just you on stage with an acoustic guitar or if you have a full team. Before I show you the tracks, let's quickly go over the benefits of using tracks. Number one, the click and the cues. I mean, come on, that is the best, in my opinion, feature of using tracks. The click keeps everybody in time playing the same tempo, and the guide, or the voice that says verse 2, 3, 4, lets everybody in the band know exactly where in the song they're at. It keeps everybody on the same page. It makes rehearsals go so much smoother because you can run through the song maybe even just once because they have a voice telling them exactly where they're going. The other benefit is to fill in other parts of your band that might be missing. So let's just say you need a pad or a shaker or a tambourine or somebody to play that synth part for House of the Lord. You can use tracks to help fill out the sound of your band and make everything run smoothly. Now, in the intro, I mentioned a style of multi-track that you can use for any size worship team. Now, of course, you can use tracks however it works for your church and your church culture. But if you're a small worship team, or maybe you're even a solo worship leader and you're just up there playing with an acoustic guitar, it might be weird if you use the full original master track. Now, for those of you who don't know, a master track is the original track from the original recording. So you're getting all of the instruments from Phil Wickham's album. That may not work if you're in a small church context with maybe 50 people in the audience and it's just you on an acoustic guitar. It would almost sound like a karaoke track is playing. You'd be up there playing acoustic guitar and behind you, there would be a track of the full recording, drums and synths and bass and electric guitars. It just might feel strange. We thought, you know what, we need to create a track type that works perfectly for a small church setting. Maybe a worship leader who's just with an acoustic guitar, and maybe they just want a shaker and a piano and a pad. So what I want to do is show you what Lite tracks are and how they are stripped back versions of a song that fit perfect for any size church context, but specifically churches who have a smaller worship team. At the end of this video, I'll talk about where you can get Lite tracks. But for now, let me show you the Prime Multitrack app on my iPad. And I'm going to show you how you can add Lite tracks and create a set list and really customize these tracks to fit your worship culture at your church. The Prime Multitrack app is a free app on the App Store, and there's a link down below. Okay, so I'm leading worship at my church tomorrow morning, and it's just me on an acoustic guitar. I don't want to use the full master track sound. I want it to still feel really stripped back and add some instruments that just really help enhance what is happening, but not too much. So I'm thinking like a pad, a shaker, maybe some other percussion. So we're going to use Lite tracks, and I've got the Prime app open here, and I've added 2 Lite tracks. Let's add a third. I'm going to click on Library, and I'm going to filter my library by going to Categories and choose Lite tracks, and this shows all the Lite tracks that I have. I'm going to add in What a Beautiful Name. I'm going to click the original arrangement and click Add to Set List. Now let's go ahead and press play on Holy Forever so we can hear what this sounds like. I've got the click.
Holy Forever. Key of D flat.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Got piano, a pad, there's an acoustic they're playing. Really simple and quiet. I'm gonna pull out the lead vocal because you'll notice that when it starts singing here,
2, 3, 4.
all of our Lite tracks actually come with a lead vocal, which is unique for Lite tracks. None of our other tracks have lead vocals. The reason we have lead vocals in Lite tracks is because that's for maybe churches who really don't even have a lead vocalist. There's churches who want to have worship, but they don't have someone to actually lead. So we have a lead vocal in there for those types of churches. Now, I'm gonna sing, so I'm gonna mute the lead vocal.
4.
Also, I'm playing acoustic guitar, so I'm gonna turn down the acoustic guitar. And I'm gonna lead worship now, playing acoustic and singing, and just have this piano, pad, percussion, and some cymbals going. For a small team, let's just say you have a cajon player, adding in these percussion tracks and cymbals can really complement what the percussion player is doing. So there might be someone actually just playing like a cajon, but those cymbals are helping to help it just sound more full. And so it makes it feel like there's more happening without there having to be a full drum set. keeping that stripped back acoustic band feel. All right, so let's go to our next song. And actually, I'm gonna do What a Beautiful Name second. So just click and drag that up. And now I've got What a Beautiful Name. Let's go ahead and press play on this one.
What a beautiful name.
When we go into What a Beautiful Name,
verse,
having
2,
that
3,
intro pad running
4.
in the beginning is so helpful for the transition. Usually if you're just playing acoustic guitar, you have to do some kind of very light strumming or brush up on your picking skills. But now you can have that pad take the intro. I don't even have to play anything, but can just sing, giving the song just more of a dynamic range. So let's go ahead and I'm actually gonna show you Pad Player. So in the bottom right corner, there's a pad that you can turn on. I'm gonna press the on button and it's gonna play the pad. I have the pad player set up to lock to whatever key my song is in the set list. So if I go to another song, the pad automatically transitions to that key, which is really great for transitions. So let's go back to What a Beautiful Name. I'm gonna press play.
What a beautiful
I'm gonna
name.
mute the lead vocal.
Key of D.
I'm gonna mute the
Verse,
acoustic guitar.
2, 3,
I'm
4.
doing both of those things. I've got the pad going, and I can just focus now on leading this song. So we're talking about how you keep the song flowing, and this song actually has some dynamic range to it. Let's hear how this song actually builds. So I want to go over to the chorus. Let's go to the bridge actually and listen to this build.
Bridge.
You've
2,
got
3,
a tambourine playing,
4.
the cymbal swell, and it's feeling really good. And I just want to stay in this. Let me show how easy it is to stay in this. You're like, you know what? This feels so good. Let's do another bridge. I'm going to tap on the repeat button. And when it gets to the end of this section, it's going to repeat it again. Check this out. Let's do another bridge. Come on, sing Death.
2,
Death
3,
could not
4.
hold you. The veil tore before you. And now we're back in it again. And so you can customize the arrangement even as you're playing. Now, if you know ahead of time that you for sure want to do another bridge there, you can just tap the edit tool, click edit arrangement and double tap, and just add another bridge like this. And now I have a third bridge there. So you can edit the arrangement ahead of time if you'd like to, or you can do it on the fly. Now, you could even be even more dynamic or spontaneous if you want. Let's just say you're in the bridge and you're like, you know what we want to do? We want to go back to a verse. I can tap on the verse and watch what's going to happen.
Verse 2, 2, 3, 4.
You were the word, the beginning. So now I'm right back into the verse. So you can really be spontaneous and jump around to any section that you want. Let's show how we're going to crossfade between these songs, because I want these songs to really flow in between each other without me having to stop. I actually don't even want to touch the iPad. I would love for these songs to all flow together and I never even have to touch it. So here's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my keys because I forgot to do that. So Holy Forever, I'm going to do this in the key of C. So I just changed it there. What a Beautiful Name, I'm going to do it in the key of G. Okay. And then Goodness of God, we're going to go back to the key of C. So I'm going to change my keys here. Really simple in Prime to just update the keys of these songs. Incredible. So now I'm going to set my crossfades. On the right-hand side of the screen, I can choose what type of transition I'm using. So I'm going to turn on crossfade for all of these songs. So Holy Forever, when it gets to the end of the song, it's going to fade out and start fading in my second song and then into Goodness of God. So let me just demo that for you so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm going to turn the pad on, pad player. Let's go to the end of Holy Forever and let's hear what this sounds like.
N, 2, 3, 4.
What a beautiful name. Key of G.
Verse 2, 3, 4.
You were the word of the beginning. Right? So what was also really cool there is you heard Prime MD come in and did a song announcement. It actually told me what the name of the song was that we're going to and what key we were in. That's a new feature called Prime MD. You can check out our other video about that. So Let's go ahead and hear what the transition sounds like from What a Beautiful Name to Goodness of God.
N, 2, 3, 4.
Goodness of
Intro,
God.
2,
Key
3,
of C.
4.
The pad player, you noticed, changed key automatically, and it crossfaded perfectly right into Goodness of God. This is a
Verse,
total game changer,
2,
I'm telling you guys.
3.
I wish this was around when I was leading worship at my dad's church in that school auditorium, when it was just me on an acoustic guitar. Because here's the thing, is that when you are maybe just that worship leader on an acoustic guitar, there are those just like kind of moments where maybe you do need to change your capo, right? And it's just awkward because like you do your last strum, there's nothing else, it's just silent, change your capo, and then go to the next key and play your next song. And it's just weird and awkward. And you don't even need to have those awkward moments now. There is no excuse now in 2025 to have awkward moments like that, especially when you can set up these pads to just flow and change the keys for you. So literally in between the song where I'm changing keys here, but listen to this.
N,
Listen to how
2,
smooth this is
3,
with the pad player
4.
on.
Intro,
Key of G,
2,
Key
3,
of C.
4.
transition right into the key of C and into my track for Goodness of God. So totally smooth,
Verse,
not awkward. I was
2,
able to move my capo
3, 4.
and good to go. So tomorrow, I'm just gonna roll into the church with my iPad. I'm gonna plug it into the sound system. Oh, how do we do that? Well, let me tell you. Let me show you how you actually get the audio out of your iPad into the sound system. Let's start first of all with a very basic way. You could use a very simple cable that looks like this. It's a cable you can get for really cheap online, 10 bucks probably, maybe even less. And it's really easy. All it is it's a cable that is a headphone jack. This is a stereo signal. You plug that into your iPad. It sends the audio out, right? Typical headphone jack. Well, on the other end, it splits to 2 1/4-inch cables. You've got the left side and you've got the right side. We designed it so it automatically pans all of the tracks and the click. The click and the band cues all go out of the left-hand side, which is this side. All of the instrument tracks go out of the right-hand side. And you can remember right is red on these cables. So I'll plug these into 2 direct boxes. The sound team will turn up the track instrument side in the front of house, and the click and cues, they'll turn up in my in-ears. So that's a really basic, simple, cheap, and easy way to get the audio out of your iPad into your sound system. And you don't even have to do really any audio routing inside of Prime. We do it automatically for you. Make it really simple. Another way you can get the audio out of Prime is by using an audio interface. This is a device we developed called TrackRig. You plug it in via USB right into your iPad. And what this does is it gives you 8 outputs that you can send any instrument in Prime out of these outputs. And these are XLR, so you can just plug them right into your sound system. So for example, in Prime, I can plug this into Prime and I could have my click go out of output 1. I could set the cymbals to go out output 2, the percussion to go out output 3, and maybe the pad to go out output 4. And now my sound team can control individually the instruments. So you wouldn't have to control it from Prime, you can control the volume at the soundboard by using the TrackRig. So this is just a little bit more of an advanced way to go, but honestly, this gives you so much customization and your sound team is gonna love you for it. My last piece of gear that I highly recommend, especially if you're a solo worship leader, is a MIDI controller. This will let you control all of your tracks hands-free. So tomorrow morning when I'm leading worship from my acoustic guitar, I don't have my hands free to be touching the iPad and telling it what to do. So I want to use my feet to be able to control the tracks. And this solves that problem. So this is really easy to use. It's wireless, battery powered. We also have a bigger version of this. And all you do is you just turn on the MIDI function, it's on, and check this out. You go into Prime settings, click on MIDI, go to Bluetooth MIDI devices, and connect to Looptimus Mini. Once it's connected, I can go back here and tap MIDI in, and anything you see that has a dotted line around it can be mapped to or assigned to one of these buttons. So I'm gonna make the play button this button. I'm gonna make stop be this button right here, and the next song button be this one right here. And actually, I'm gonna make the repeat button, like if I wanna, maybe if I'm feeling it, I'm like, hey, I wanna repeat that section again. I'm gonna press and hold, and it assigns a press and hold to that. So that even though there's 3 buttons, there's actually 6 different assignments you can do with this controller. Now, here we good to go. All I do is I put this down by my foot, and I don't even have to touch the iPad, and I can press play.
Holy forever.
And it starts Holy Forever.
Proceed.
Starts my worship set, and no one even knows I did it.
4,
Never have to touch your iPad, completely hands-free. So I would not leave the house without this controller. So when I lead worship tomorrow morning at my church, I'm bringing my iPad. I'm actually gonna use a headphone cable because it's just simple and easy. And I'm gonna have this down at my feet, all wireless, battery powered. Wouldn't leave the house without those pieces of gear for leading worship solo. Lite tracks make it so great and easy to fill in the sound if you're a solo worship leader or a small church that just needs simple tracks to help your worship set. So that was a look at Lite tracks. They're very different from master tracks. They're much simpler, really great to add to a small team or if you're a solo worship leader on acoustic guitar. Also remember that Lite tracks have lead vocals in them. So if you're at a church that you don't have a lead vocalist, well, the Prime app could act as your lead vocal. Lastly, I just want to show you where I got these tracks. It's really easy. All you have to do is go to loopcommunity.com, search for a song, and then click on the Lite Tracks tab. It'll show you the Lite track that you can click on, and then the purchase options. If you're using the Prime app, you just want to buy the in-app version, okay? If you want the actual audio files, you can buy the in-app and file download, and you can download the files to your computer. But if you're just using the Prime app, keep it simple and just choose in-app only. You can buy the Lite tracks right there a la carte as you need them. Another way to access Lite tracks is using our latest subscription called Lite Tracks Pro. You can subscribe to Lite Tracks Pro monthly or annually and get access to unlimited Lite tracks every single month. So you could fill out your whole catalog with Lite tracks for your church, unlimited, all access. Our Lite track catalog is growing so much over the last year. We've added over 100 new Lite tracks in the past 6 months, and we're adding more and more all of the time. So Lite tracks is a great way to get started with tracks at your church. I'll leave a link to get Lite tracks in the video description. If you're a worship team using Lite tracks, leave a comment. I'd love to hear how you're using them. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.